you've got a band with great songs and you want to develop a touring base, I think the record label becomes a key part of taking those songs and putting them out there in a way that people can touch and get plugged into, which ultimately leads to people coming to your show. So let's start with the label side of it. One of our members had a question here, I think that kind of starts to get at this. He said, you know, I've had a history, his name is Dan Bogosian. He said, Fun seems to be the one indie label band that has had comparative success to a major label act. What was the major proponents to Fun's success? Was it a bigger PR budget? Was there a connection with some other gatekeeper that opened up radio play? Speak to that if you would, and then I want to talk about the Fueled by Ramen label decision.
Sure. Well, you know, I think at first what's sort of unique about our situation is that, you know, we decided as a management company with the band to make the first album on their own. The band would go out on this really heavy touring schedule to build it, and sort of those mainstream drivers, you know, weren't really interested in the band, you know. But what we did was we spent a lot of time still trying to make friends in those areas. So if we had opportunity to go into MTV, for example, and show our videos to them and maybe play for the staff, the band was willing to do those things. And so even though MTV wasn't playing any of our videos, you know, we still tried to make friends in these places as the band developed. And, you know, ultimately, you know, the first album sold 55,000 copies, and that led us to decide to sign to Fueled by Ramen, which gave us access to some more resources that we thought that we didn't have internally at the time. But also we thought it was a good label that understood the foundation of what we were trying to build, that there was a core fan base that we had already started, and that they wouldn't try to mess with that, that in fact, like, they were happy with trying to enhance that.
Let me ask you, I want to take a step back there. You talked about making friends out there. How important do you think, you've managed a bunch of bands, Dalton, how important do you think it is for a band to have that personal touch and to be able to help, to help make it personal?
It's absolutely vital, you know, to any artist's success. You know, there are exceptions when there's just a fantastic song or a song that, you know, catches fire for whatever reason, and you don't need to do a lot of those things. But if you look at the long-term bands with the most success, they have gone out there and made a lot of personal relationships with a lot of people that help with careers, and that goes all the way down the line from, you know, promoters to radio to television. And you know, I think at the heart of the music business, and a lot of times, that even though these people may be in corporate jobs, record labels, or radio stations, you know, a lot of these people, first and foremost, were music fans. And when they have that opportunity to connect with an artist, that's why they're in this business. That's what they love the most. And in the long term, when there's so much competition out there, I think sometimes that personal relationship can make the difference between, you know what, I really want to play this band on the radio because, you know, these guys are great. They came by the station, they were friendly, or MTV being like, you know what, these guys were really awesome. Why don't we try to plug them into one of these opportunities? You know, those are the things that, you know, those are the intangibles, I think, in this business that can make a huge difference.
I think I couldn't agree with you more.